It's mailbag time here on Chat Sports. All of these questions coming in from our live audience. So, make sure you're subscribed if you want to have your questions answered on the show. From the Sports Blitz, early vote for Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2021. Great question, Sports Blitz, my friend. I'll tell you what, Jack, we have actually the Rookie of the Year odds. Let's hit those real quick for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Micah Parsons makes a lot of sense because he's plays for the Cowboys. Now, General Rookie of the Year, these are all, by the way, from our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Tell you more about them in a little bit. Trevor Lawrence makes the most sense to me. Depending on when Justin Fields, Trey Lance play, they could intrigue me, but I think one of those first three guys are pretty good bets. Sports Blitz also says, thanks for all the coverage and hard work. Thank you for watching. I mean, without you guys, this stuff's not possible, so I thank you for the Super Chats and for sticking around here, the Sports Blitz. From DeLunatic, chances Dallas signs or trades for a lesser-name veteran defensive tackle. So, DeLunatic, I'm like 99.9% sure that you're subscribed to our Cowboys channel, youtube.com/CowboysTV. We have a video on that coming out later tonight. So that's Wednesday night. So stick around for that. We'll break it down in depth. I'd say maybe that ends up going down. From Burn and Spade, shout out, y'all. Worst to first. Kellen Mond, Davis Mills, Felipe Franks, Kyle Trask, Sam Ehlinger. Best chance to scheme and mentor to become the franchise quarterback. So I think a franchise quarterback for any of these guys is a bit unlikely. Pre-draft, I had them rated Davis Mills, Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, Sam Ehlinger, Felipe Franks. And I do like where Kyle Trask went, so I might flip Trask and Mills because I think that Trask has a chance to learn and develop more so than Mills might get if Texans are bad. Might go quarterback early next year. So from worst to first, Felipe Franks, I don't think he's very good. Sam Ehlinger is a limited quarterback, but I think carves out a long career as an NFL backup, but franchise-wise, I just don't see it. Kellen Mond has maybe the best upside of anybody on that group. I just don't think he ends up getting there as a franchise quarterback. Davis Mills has some raw tools. I don't know if Houston is the best situation for him, if he's really in the right spot to find a way to maximize his situation going forward and being the guy in Houston. So maybe that's not quite the right situation for him. And then I think that Kyle Trask, with where he's at in a situation, I think might be a good fit for him to learn behind Tom Brady, grow, and develop into a potential franchise quarterback. But again, that's a bit of an ask for all five of those guys. From Bro, Trust Me, we'll see us go after any of the big free agents, maybe at tight end or defensive end. So I know Colby Parkinson's banged up. I think Pete Carroll said recently it's more of a short-term thing, or at least not as bad as he thought it was going to be. So aren't many tight ends, so probably not tight end. There are some edges out there, but I think they want to give the reps to Kerry Hyder and Benson Mayowa and Carlos Dunlap and maybe Alton Robinson and Darrell Taylor. So I don't think Seattle is going to pursue any of the big-name tight ends or defensive ends. Now, there are still some notable free agents left out there, and I'll mention these guys as we film, all unsigned. Maybe KJ Wright signs soon. I know the Raiders had interest in him. Olivier Vernon, if he's healthy, is a good football player. Richard Sherman has his own unfortunate off-the-field stuff he's dealing with right now. Two aging offensive linemen. Bit surprised Russell Okung is out there. And David DeCastro has medical stuff as well that could be a problem for him as it relates to getting cleared and being able to play. He might end up not playing at all this year, but talent-wise is a starting caliber player. Now, I know it's the weird part of the preseason where you want to see the young guys, but there's still some good vets out there. So name a free agent that you want your team to go out and sign. Who is it? Get your votes in there in the comments section. Name a free agent you want your team to sign. So I'm going to let you guys on a secret. Nice try. Nice try. How dumb do you think I am, my friend? You think I'm going to fall for that? I know what your name says. I can read it off in my head. So, no. Good effort. Good effort. Hold that L. It didn't work. All right? It didn't work. Good effort. But that's an L for you. All right, from Juan Hernandez, can the Raiders get KJ Wright on a cheap deal? Maybe. They brought in Wright for a visit, which was the first real visit we have heard publicly for KJ Wright. I don't know what the value for Wright is. I thought he would have been signed at the start of free agency, that he would have gone very early and wouldn't have been an option at this stage in mid to late August. So I think contract-wise, it's a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. If you're talking like maybe the Quan Alexander deal, 1 year up to $3 million, maybe more like $3 million fully guaranteed. If I could do that on the Raiders, I do it. KJ Wright can still help you as on a team despite his advanced age. Golden Grizz in a 2021 NFL redraft in 8 years. Who do you see in the top 5? Oh, man, great question. So, whatever quarterbacks hit are going early. So, if Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Zach Wilson, whoever else are all great players, they're in. Like, those guys are locked and loaded as your top 4 if they hit. If they don't, different conversation. I think Kyle Pitts ends up being there because I think he's going to be a sure stud at tight end. And I'll throw in Penei Sewell. I think he's going to be a franchise caliber tackle. So that's not that different from my own board, factoring in positional value, but that assumes they all, of course, end up hitting. Now, if you're a gambling man, like myself and intern Sam, head over to BetUS, the #1 sports book out there, chatsports.com/bet. The link right there, bottom of your screen. When you use promo code NFL Daily, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is NFL. You can bet on all the games, preseason, there's a ton of prop bets too. And there's a lot of potential money to be made by betting on, say, NFL MVP. Now, I don't think Mahomes wins because the expectations are always so high for him. An MVP goes to someone who outperformed those expectations. Maybe it's Josh Allen. Maybe Lamar Jackson breaks out this year. Maybe it's Tom Brady. Dak Prescott could end up being the guy there. So, if you want to make some money, and if you feel good about whatever bet you want to place, do it with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NFL Daily for a 125% deposit bonus. From Matt the Gamer, who's the best right and left outside linebackers? So, I don't really put that much stock into right versus left. You're both edge rushers. So I will cheat by saying the 2 best outside linebacker edge rushers. So I'm gonna ignore the 4-3 defensive ends. I think it is in no order. TJ Watt and Khalil Mack. Apologies to guys like a bit of a banged up Von Miller, Shaq Barrett as well. I think those guys are your 2 best 3-4 pass rushers in an outside or as an outside linebacker. From Justin Harass, who wins the AFC South this year? Yeah, it's a super chat, so I gotta read it. It's a super chat. I gotta read it. I know what it is. I gotta read it. It's very inappropriate, Justin. You're gonna have to talk with your boss about that one. Who wins the AFC South this year? I still think it's Houston. I don't think that the Texans are going to be good at all. I'm not buying Jacksonville yet. The Colts have so much injury concern. I'm going the Tennessee Titans from that one. So thank you, Mr. Harass. From Ian Young, do the Bears have a chance of winning the Super Bowl next year or the year after? Wholly depends on if Justin Fields is the guy. If Justin Fields is the savior for the Bears, if he is the franchise quarterback, then yeah, they got a chance. If it takes them longer to become a top 10 or so QB, it's going to be a little bit longer. From Joshua Snacks, can Dwayne Haskins be the future of the Steelers? Ooh. I mean, maybe, but probably not. Look, I think it's less of a talent thing for Dwayne Haskins and more of an attitude mindset thing. Maybe the release was the wake-up call. But Washington, who has been searching for a true franchise quarterback for quite a while now, was just like, I'm out. We're done. I don't want him anymore. And that made it a bit tricky. And the on-field product has not been very good. He's in a pretty decent situation to try and learn and develop, assuming he makes the roster and or practice squad this year. But I don't know if he's really going to be a franchise savior. Frankly, at this point, in a very short shelf life for franchise quarterbacks, or at least to be a franchise quarterback, I'm going to go no. But what do you guys think? Is Dwayne Haskins the answer, the future, and the long-term maybe savior for the Steelers? Get your votes in. Y for yes, he is, or N for no, he's not. C. Garcia 54. Who gets paid next? Quandre Diggs or Dwayne Brown? I think of the two, I think Dwayne Brown makes the most sense. He's the one holding in right now for the Seahawks, and I think Diggs is okay entering the open market. Brown's a bit older, so I think he'll try to sign quickly in free agency if that reaches the point next year. So I lean Brown over Quandre Diggs. From Jeff Rogers, a Raiders fan, who is the second best quarterback in the AFC West, Carr or Herbert? I know that there are some Raiders fans who are big fans of Derek Carr, and I get it. He's a top 15 or so quarterback, and you can definitely win with him. I think, especially long term, if you're taking Carr over Justin Herbert, I don't think you're right. I think what Herbert showed in his first year, even though it's just a one-year sample size and there's still growth to be had, I'm taking Herbert at the end of this year. Now, Derek Carr's still good, but give me Justin Herbert instead. If you guys want more NFL videos, for free, by the way, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. I know not all 200 plus of you guys watching right now are actually subscribed. So if you want more updates, hit that big red button and subscribe, because after all, we are free. From DeLunatic, Legatron will play versus the Jags, question mark, question mark, question mark. Go Cowboys, DC for life. No. He is not going to play. Greg Zuerlein, that's who you're asking, is still on the PUP list. Hopefully he's back in time for week 1. It's going to be the kicker they signed earlier today. Liram Hairulabru, I think I got that right. I don't have my pronunciation in front of me. Is going to be the guy for the Cowboys against Houston. The Jags, I'd be surprised if he's back in time for the final game. I think it's more of a week 1 is his first game action. Atomic Man 69. Who should be RB3? Jerick McKinnon or Darwin Thompson? Now you mean for the Chiefs here? I can tell by the players involved. If Jerick McKinnon's healthy, give me him. I don't know if he's going to be, which makes it very difficult to know for certain. I know there's some Darwin Thompson love still, but if healthy, I'd give the edge to McKinnon over Thompson. I want you guys now to shout out your favorite NFL team. Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. And, have some fun with it. You can pick multiple teams if you want, but that's kind of weird. Your favorite NFL team, get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. From Robert Bruce, hey Tom, hey Jack, what percentage would you give Cam Newton as being game 1 starter for this year, please? Patriots fan Jack, do you want to answer this one here?
I mean, it's kind of tough because I think
don't be a coward.
It might be a situation where it's like a Jimmy G and a Trey Lance, where you give him the time, let Mac develop. But I don't know, maybe 50-50, 75-25.
Okay, I'll go like 80%. I think he is your starter week 1, so I'll go a bit higher on that one. But it's interesting. Shanav, Broncos, Seahawks score prediction. 21-24. Sorry, did that wrong. 24-21 Broncos find a way to win. I'll go that route. They got better quarterback depth than Seattle does, and that's the way I always go. So I got Denver in that one, my friend.